7:03 on Wednesday, October 29th. 47 degrees, cloudy, breezy, some scattered rain this afternoon, becoming more steady tonight. Highs 55 to 60. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm Michelle Basch. Our top local story, nerves are starting to fray as we've now reached day 29 of the government shutdown. WTOP's Mitchell Miller has more today on the Hill.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune is upset that Democrats have again blocked a GOP measure to reopen the government, noting it's put recipients of SNAP at risk.
If by the end of the week this isn't over, there are going to be 40 million Americans who are not going to have food assistance.
The Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, argues President Trump is potentially going to allow families to go hungry.
Because Donald Trump has ordered the Department of Agriculture to rip up its own contingency plan. Isn't that a disgrace?
With the president out of the country, Vice President J.D. Vance met with Senate Republicans, urging them to hold firm together. He also says the administration has found a way to make sure U.S. troops will get their next paychecks. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
Meanwhile, our Mike Murillo is hearing from a local woman who's fearful of the future as her husband's furlough coincides with her battle against breast cancer for a second time. We've agreed not to use her name.
All of the people who have been making these decisions have no respect nor any education about the value of the employees that they have betrayed.
That's the wife of a federal worker from Maryland who told WTOP that not only was she told she has stage 4 breast cancer this year, her husband, a longtime federal worker, has been also coping with much uncertainty with his job. And now that's gotten worse, she says, with the shutdown because he's not getting a check, which comes at a time with increased medical bills.
We're not really sure what's going to happen after next month.
She calls on members of Congress to resolve the shutdown and hopes what she calls an assault on federal workers, which has impacted so many families, including hers, ends.
It's just me and my husband, and we're there for each other. And my greatest fear is if I don't make it, there is no one there for him.
Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
In other news, Virginia House Democrats have released their proposed amendment to the state constitution that would allow congressional maps to be redrawn. It's a response to Republican efforts to do the same in other states in order to gain an advantage in the upcoming midterms. Democratic State Senator Scott Surrevell is the majority leader in the Virginia Senate. He tells WTOP if this proposal is approved by lawmakers in this special session, they will have to pass it again in January. Then it will be up to voters in the 2026 midterms before taking effect.
All this amendment does is gives us the option to act in January. But ultimately, it's the voters who have to approve the constitutional amendment, which would give us the power to do it. So the voters would be authorizing us to act. If voters don't support amending the Constitution, then they should vote no, and then we won't have the power to do it. This is democracy at its purest form.
Republican Attorney General Jason Miyares says because the proposal is coming so close to an upcoming election, it undermines the voice of Virginia voters and violates foundational principles of Virginia constitutional law.
Meantime, redistricting efforts in Maryland have hit a big snag. State Senate President Bill Ferguson has sent a 3-page letter to colleagues urging them to reject efforts to redraw Maryland's congressional boundaries. Politico reports that in the letter, Ferguson says legal risks involved in mid-cycle redistricting are too high, the timeline to act is dangerous, and the downside risks for Democrats would be catastrophic. He also worries any attempts to redraw the maps now would undermine certainty in the current maps. House Speaker Adrienne Jones has already said she was in favor of adopting new maps. There is currently only one Republican representing Maryland in the U.S. House and 7 Democrats.
New rankings are in of the best elementary schools in every state and D.C., and WTOP's Scott Gelman is checking them out.
The rankings are based on 4 factors from testing data.
Reading proficiency, reading performance, math proficiency, math performance, 25% each across those 4 areas.
Lamont Jones is U.S. News & World Report's managing editor for education.
In the District of Columbia, the top 3 ranked elementary schools in order are Ross Elementary School, Janney Elementary, and then Key Elementary.
In Virginia, Sangster Elementary in Springfield is ranked 2nd, and Arlington Traditional is ranked 4th. Meanwhile, Glenarden Woods in Lanham is ranked 4th overall in Maryland, and Bradley Hills Elementary in Bethesda is ranked 5th.
We recommend that parents and families use this information as a starting point, not the end-all be-all on a decision about where to send their child to school.
Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
And you can read more at WTOP.com.